Yeah. Yeah. That was some good football. That was some good football. All around the parks. That was some good football. Well worth it, man. Well worth it. I got to say, it wasn't easy with all the kickoff times around the same time. It wasn't easy at all. The earlier game, Honduras versus Panama, 2-3 thriller in favor of Panama. And you have Jamaica and El Salvador playing to a 1-1 draw. Canada getting the better of Costa Rica, 1-0. And the big one, the monster, the elephant in the room. Gotta address it. Mexico losing to the USA, 2-0. And I feel a bit ashamed because I did predict Mexico to beat the USA. After all, the USA beat Mexico in the Nations League final, beat them in the Gold Cup final. So I was saying, logically, Mexico has to come back here. Tata Martino under a lot of pressure, gotta come back here. But no, they were thoroughly, and utterly outplayed on the day by the young guns of the USA. Lovely, man. Guys, it's your boy Dominic Rich, and we're about to talk CONCACAF Match Day 7. Gonna review the games. I'm gonna try my best because I was watching all 4 games at the same time. I had to take my wife to Walmart to get some things as well. So I've been trying to doing the balancing act and still getting to watch the games. You guys would understand. I bet you didn't watch all 4 games. You're lying. You didn't watch all 4. I know you didn't. So we're going to get into these games right about now. And let's go. I'm going to get down really small down in the corner down here. And we are going to talk about Match Day 7 of CONCACAF 2022 World Cup Qualifiers. So let's start with an earlier game where I put out a 14-minute video on this match already. So I won't be too long, just running through the scores, the scorers, and a few more things, and then we'll move right on. So Honduras 2, Panama 3. Great come from behind win for Panama after Honduras went 1-0 up in the 30th minute through Albert Ellis. Then Brian Moya in the second half in the 59th minute put Honduras 2-0 up. And believe it or not, Panama scored 3 goals in 9 minutes, courtesy of a few gifts by Honduras, a catastrophic meltdown in defense, and just some hard work done by both Thomas Christensen and his attacking players. 3 goals. Cecilia Waterman in the 77th minute, mix up between the Honduran defenders. Cesar Yanis a ball over the top in the back of the net, marginally offside in my opinion, but no VAR to verify that, so give them the benefit of the doubt. And Eric Davis from a free kick, ricocheted, deflection. People like to say deflections. It deflected off of a play into the back of the net. 85th minute, 3-2. Luis Lopez should have got sent off there, but he survived. Lucky man. And Honduras lose their first game on the first competitive game, I should say, under Hernan Dario Gomez, the former Ecuadorian, Colombian, and Panamanian manager. Coming up against his old team, Panama, who he took to the World Cup in 2018, couldn't get the better half of the Panamanian team in this Central American derby here. Congratulations to Panama. I went more in depth in terms of this game, so go check out that video on the channel if you want more insight. Quality stuff. You can see the stats. Very even, but a good fight back at the end for Panama. And with that win, they stay 4th. They were 4th. They stay 4th, but they now go into double figures, 11 points, right? And that's a 6-point gap halfway through the qualifiers in the octagonal over Costa Rica. So, and Jamaica also has 6 points. So the top 4 are separating themselves from the bottom 4, where the top 3 teams will qualify directly for the World Cup, and the 4th place team will go into the Intercontinental Playoff Final to play a team maybe from CONMEBOL, maybe from AFC or OFC. We don't know yet All right, so you could make your assumptions on that one. So quality performance by Panama, and congratulations, hard luck to Honduras. Better luck next time. But Honduras, for them, they're down at the bottom of the table. Remember, they fired Fabian Coita last month and hired Hernan Dario Gomez, but it seems like it's the same old problems, right? They scored goals but couldn't keep the balls out the back of their own net. No wins in their last 5. No wins at all across their last 7 World Cup qualifying games. It's fair to say the first half of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying have not gone as planned for Honduras, and we could all conclude that they won't qualify for the World Cup. It's too much. It's too much to do in the final 7 games. It's not impossible, but it's a very difficult task. So with that being said, we will move on to the next game, and I'll give you the next fixtures when we're done running through all of these ones. So let's just go back here, and let's talk about a game between El Salvador and Jamaica. I predicted Jamaica to pick up a win here. 2-1. They were on course to get a win. Antonio off the bench scored in the 82nd minute. Brilliant individual goal. Alex rolled on with a thumping header from a brilliant cross-in, equalizing in the 90th minute to give El Salvador a point. Look, this is a game that was playing at the same time as the other games, so I can't give you exact details of every little thing that happened in the game, but I know El Salvador hit the post twice in within seconds, and Andre Blake was the more busier of the 2 goalkeepers. Gonzalez didn't have an awful lot to do, but Jamaica did take the lead. And I think Tapper Whitmore, I was already there practicing to what I was about to say if Jamaica had won their game. You see what I'm saying? I was about to be like, could somebody say Tapper? But oh man, he tried though. He tried. I don't think it's Tapper Whitmore's tactics that made Jamaica actually give up the lead here. You got to blame the players. A bit too standoffish, not closing down the man over on the right-hand side. He did pull the trigger very quick on that cross, but he was supposed to be closed down, so he didn't have enough space to get that ball into the box for Alex Roldan to head into the back of the net. And if you go back and you check, everyone's like just standing around in the box, allowing Roldan on the other player to attack the ball. So poor defending there by Jamaica, undoing all the hard work they had done in the game previously. So look, they might end up dropping 2 points here, but it is still a good result, picking up a point on El Salvadorian soil where many teams have traveled there and struggled. But Jamaica should have won that game. I'm gonna stick with that. They should have won the game. Look, El Salvador dominated in terms of shots on target. I spoke about Andre Blake being the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. 18 shots, 4 on target, 60% of the ball, 446 passes with an 80% pass accuracy. Jamaica held their own, and through the brilliant substitution of Antonio and his goal-scoring form so far with West Ham United, he was able to put Jamaica in the lead. 8 shots, 2 on target, 40% of the ball, 314 passes with a 66% pass accuracy. Not very good, but still, Jamaica were effective. They were effective. They kept El Salvador out. They got the goal, but the fact that they let in that late goal is where, you gotta, take the negatives from this game and work on them. So, yeah, man. But in terms of the substitutions here, I like what Tapper Whitmore did. I am, there's you got to take some positives from that. And Hugo Perez also deserves credit as well. So, if you look, right, when he took off, when he made the changes, well, Javon Watson was struggling with some injury problems there. But maybe some people may go back and say, yeah, Anthony Grant, maybe you shouldn't have taken him off, but he was on a yellow. But I like the substitutions he made, right? when he brought on Leon Moore late, when he brought on Mikel Antonio, Devon Williams, you know what I mean? You see the Ravel Morris and the Corey Burke. It's good substitutions. It's good substitutions. You see what I mean? But I have to say that the players that's at the back there, they switched off. You might say, what if he had maybe went a little bit more defensive? Because if Speedy Williams, it's like for like replacements basically he made. But maybe some would say he should have went a little bit more defensive. You see what I'm saying? Instead of or not make so many changes. You could look at it from that perspective as well. Because if you check the timeline and when the substitutions were made, Liam Moore, 88 minutes, and just after he came on is when the goal scored. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, you could look at it many different ways. You could really. But the previous changes brought about the goal when Antonio came on. He came on and he was effective 8 minutes later. But the one change later there, Liam Moore for Leon Bailey, that was not a bad substitution because you understand what Tapper Whitmore was trying to do. Bring on an extra defender to see out the game. Didn't work. When things like that happen, you got to give credit to the opponent, and all credit goes to El Salvador. All right? So we're not going to give Tapper too much, criticism there. He's trying his best. It's yet another game where Jamaica did not lose. You click on Jamaica here, 1-1 against El Salvador, 2-0 against Honduras, and 0-0 against Canada here. Look, 3 games in a row, Jamaica pick up 5 points. That's not bad at all. That is not bad. You look at the Honduras game, that's another point there. That is not bad. So, look, you gotta give Jamaica some credit. You gotta give him some credit there. Definitely gotta give him some credit. So, look at that. 1 against Costa Rica, 1 against Canada. They picked up 3 against Honduras and 1. So all their points came in their last 4 games, which is an improvement. Big improvement. They have now played 7 matches and they're not looking too bad right now. 3 losses, 3 draws, and a win. They have 6 points. It's not all doom and gloom yet for Jamaica, but they do need a couple 3 points in the bag. When they play Panama again, they have to absolutely beat Panama. The next game is against the USA. It's not going to be easy. We know what the USA are capable of doing. It's on home soil. They could try and push for a draw. A point would be good. But the games coming up in January, it's not going to get easier. It is not going to get easier. Let's just make a conclusion and say the teams that's in the bottom half of the table have all the odds stacked up against them right now. With Costa Rica, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras left with a lot to do to catch up to the likes of Panama, Canada, Mexico, and the USA. As for El Salvador, the same goes for them. The same. They have 1 win, the same record as Jamaica with an inferior goal difference. So I have the same criticism for El Salvador, and they did what they had to do to get back in the game. Kudos to them. But it's going to be a struggle for all 4 teams in the bottom half of the table to catch up to the bunch. So with that being said, guys, we shall move on. Let's move on to the next game, and that game is Canada 1. Costa Rica 1. I had no doubts, none whatsoever, that Canada would go on to beat Costa Rica. It's just a matter of by how many goals. I think I predicted a 3-0 win because the Canadian team is much faster. They more robust. They're at home, and they just have better all-around team right now, and with a more capable manager, in my opinion, who's been with the team for some time and knows exactly what he's doing. While for Luis Fernando Suarez, he's just been in charge this year. I don't think he's got enough time with the team, and he's still trying to figure out what's his best 11, the best tactics and everything. So all of his games, I think, has been in competitive fixture when he took over this year. So no time to really experiment and try different things. So it's really difficult. And he's under a lot of pressure. He might end up getting a sack. Plus, they were without Keylor Navas once again. Remember, he got injured the last time and not involved this time around. And maybe that was the difference, because it was Morera who came up for the ball, dropped the ball, that Jonathan David banged it in the back of the net. But look, Canada were a better team. Almost scored an own goal, and that bicycle kick, man, by Tajon Buchanan. If that had went in, oh my God, I know the Canadian fans would have went wild. They would have went wild. But the Canucks, man, they have been an absolute fire. They've been on fire, man. I really like what Canada's doing, and I really put my money on Canada. Not literally, but I did predict Canada to qualify directly for the World Cup. I was flirting around with it a lot first, First, if you go back and you check some of my older videos, like a tier list, I said Canada is going to miss out. Then the second one I made, I said Canada might actually get through to the playoffs. And then the more I seen Canada, like during the Gold Cup and everything, I was like, this team is qualifying directly for the World Cup. And it was a very, very good performance, man. You look at the lineup right now, this team is good. Boyan struggled with some injury. You have Lorea and Adekugbe at the back on the wings. These guys are quick. These guys are quick. You could call these guys lightning, man. These guys are fast. With Buchanan with the pace. Leon Miller, oh man, he got a good opportunity early on. I'm telling you, listen, this team is something else. Anthony Kay and Estacio in the middle. This is just all pace and talent in this team. David and Davies leading the charge. Listen, man, it's very hard to beat this team with Kamal Miller and Steven Vittori at the back. It's very difficult to beat this team. Very, very, very difficult. And even Mexico could vouch for that. The USA could vouch for that. Every team in CONCACAF could vouch for that, because Canada are still unbeaten, and they outplayed Costa Rica on the day. They had to grind for their result. Costa Rica weren't any pushovers, right? But they made Canada grind for the result, but they ended up getting the result that they desired on home soil, in very low temperatures. I'm not in Canada right now, but it's 57 degrees in New York. I'm pretty sure it's way less, about at least 30 degrees less up there in Canada, man. It's cold up in Canada. But you look at the table there. Canada, 13 points, 4 draws, 3 wins. Maybe some of the draws, they could have converted 1 or 2 of them to wins and they would have been atop the table. But if you go back and you check the games that they drew, yeah, they worked it out, and the draw was probably the best result they could have gotten in those games when you really consider the conditions and the opponents they were coming up against. So look, Costa Rica, they're under a lot of pressure. They're fifth. Fifth is not a playoff spot here. They have a lot of work to do, a lot of catching up to do. All they need, listen, W's are going to solve your problem. Wins, 3 points are going to solve your problem. You have a problem, start picking up 3 points, and that problem goes away very, very fast. Look at what the USA have been doing. Look at what Canada have been doing. Not Mexico, though. They dropped points today. But look at what Panama did. 3 points brought them back into contention of a direct qualification, but they're now in the playoff spot. So well played, Canada. Well done, John Herdman. And their star-studded team is only going to continue to rise. Ugbo came on and he looked bright as well. You got to give a lot of credit to these guys, man. So big up to Canada. All the best in the rest of their games. And, let's hopefully we see this very, very exciting Canadian team over in Qatar next winter for the 2022 World Cup. So with that being said, guys, we're going to keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. And we're going to move on to the final game, where I did not expect this result whatsoever. I didn't. Greg, bro, I doubted you. I doubted the team. I'm not gonna apologize because you might end up and mess up next week when you play Jamaica, but you gotta give props when props due, and you guys deserve a lot of props, man. That was a hell of a good performance. Wow. Mexico were outplayed, played off the park by this very young, vibrant, talented USA team. When you look on the team, it's just talent. Maybe not in every player, but some more talented than others. But it's a lot of good players on the team. And let's take a look at this team right now and you see exactly what I'm talking about here. Look, 2-0 to the USA. Christian Pulisic off the bench in the 74th minute. Good link-up play with Tim Weah. George Weah's son, Ballon d'Or winner's son. It's in his DNA. What a cross. And what a run by Pulisic to head past Ochoa, who was the busier of the two goalkeepers. I did tell you in the preview how suspect that Mexican defense was. Go back, watch the preview, see what I'm telling you. And Weston McKennie in the 85th. Very, very good link up 1-2. Tried to get the ball back to his player. And off Charlie Rodriguez, who came off the bench. And he inadvertently set up Weston McKennie, who put it past Ochoa. 2-0. Miles Robinson did pick up a second yellow. I think Chucky Lozano went down a bit too easy there. But Miles Robinson will miss the next game. He probably won't travel to Jamaica. I don't know if you travel if you know you're not going to play. But it is what it is. He won't play. There's Chris Richards who could step right in. There's Mark McKenzie. There's depth. There's depth. And he got a red card there in the 89th. But it was okay. The USA held on. Even though Mexico tried to pile on the pressure. But overall, they lacked the quality on the day. They did get a few look-ins. I could remember Jesus Corona getting a really good chance. And he put it wide. But if you look at the stats here. 18 shots at goal for the USA. 5 on target. 49% of the ball. 8 shots for Mexico. 4 on target, and a few of these were at the back end of the game. They were outplayed, and they got the possession because the USA, with the 2-goal advantage, kind of sat back at the end of the game there to try to see it out. They were thoroughly outplayed on the day. Tata Martino, you're devoid of ideas when it comes to the USA, and I doubted the team. I'm being manning. I doubted the USA, and next time they play Mexico, who knows? I might just doubt him again. Man, because they play the Mexicans down in Mexico. They might not be that easy. But it's good to win on home soil, though. You got to win your home games. When you win your home games, look, you got 7 home games, 7 away games. You win all your home games, you qualify for the World Cup. You see what I'm saying? Or even if you go unbeaten and get a few points on the road, you still qualify for the World Cup or get close. But the teams who are not winning their home games are the teams that's in trouble right now. Your Honduras, your Costa Ricas, your Jamaica, and your El Salvador, who have not done too bad at home, but you also have to pick up some points on the road. And that's what the teams at the top of the table have been doing so far. They have been performing well, home and away. USA lost down in Panama. Mexico now lost in the USA. Canada yet to lose, being the only team yet to lose. So props to Canada. Failed to mention that when I talked about Canada being the only team not to lose. So props to them and Panama. So it's going to be a fight between these 4 teams for the direct spots. And in the first half of the table there, it's shaping up. It's beginning to take shape. But going back to Mexico versus the USA, though, not to go off tangent there, but Mexico, they gotta do a lot better, though. I didn't see enough from the Mexicans on the day. They were all played. Jimenez, not a lot of opportunities, and Lozano wasn't able to do his thing. They were just outran in the midfield. I think Yunus Musa played really, really well, man. Yunus Musa, I'm telling you, it was like, god damn. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Carrying the ball well. Tyler Adams was brilliant. Weston McKennie, you know, he had his troubles with the whole, you know, COVID rules and everything, but he came back in last month and he has looked good. Pepe, not really able to do his thing against, you know, his fellow, he's Mexican-American. He wasn't able to do his thing. Aronson almost got his eye poked out by Chaka Rodriguez. And it was overall a very, very, very good performance, though. Very, very, very good performance there. Miles Robinson, you know, sad to see him go off. But Anthony Robinson, man, listen, when he carried the ball late in the end and almost set up Jesus Ferreira, that would have been a wicked goal if it had gone in. Zach Steffen, look, not a lot to do. Not a lot to do at all. And I'm telling you, look. Jay Steven?
2 hours later.
Jack Steven? What is going on here? Like, what is... I'm like, who is Jack Steven? Crazy. But anyways, Zach Steffen, you know, not really a lot to do. He picked up a yellow card for protesting when Aronson almost got his eye poked out there by Chaka Rodriguez. But I have to say the Mexicans were big crybabies on the day, going down for everything. I think the referee handled the game well, didn't, you know, let the game play, didn't stop for every little thing. And the Mexicans were just poor on the day, man. I'm really surprised how this Mexican team is playing these days. You see, the back line is never constant. They're always chopping and changing. And I think that might be where the problem is. Look, you can't take away from what Mexico has done so far in terms of picking up points, right? If you go and you check the stats, they got 14 points. But the USA have now gone above Mexico with this win on goal difference. With goals scored and their goal difference, they go above Mexico, 14 points. That's a big morale boost. That's a big confidence boost going in the second half of World Cup qualifying. And the USA, where at times when they drew and they lost that game against Panama, it looked like they could be stuttering in terms of, you know what I mean, not making it to Qatar. But it's fair to say, with about, let's say, 7 games left, 21 to 24 points would be enough. So let's say the USA pick up 2 more wins, a draw. That should be more than enough to qualify for Qatar 2022. So you see all the teams in the lower half of the table. Costa Rica could only get a maximum of 27. So to Jamaica, so to El Salvador, and Honduras could only get a maximum of 24. And they're not going to get full allotment of those points if, you know, the form continues. So all the USA has to do, as I mentioned, 2 wins and a draw. Mexico the same. Canada keep doing what you're doing. And Panama keep doing what you're doing. And those 4 teams will be in contention to get those World Cup spots. So, guys, not more to add. You know, it was a lot of games. Definitely a lot of games to talk about at the same time. So, that's my thoughts. In terms of the next games coming up, Jamaica play the USA, Panama play El Salvador, Costa Rica play Honduras, and Canada will face Mexico at home. So there you have it, my review of match day 7 of CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for the 2022 World Cup. I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you like it. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.